Bright Tuty. Every student matters.
Hello dear students, welcome to another lecture. In this class we are going to begin with chapter 12 of class 11 Education Nagaland Board, which is Introduction to Statistics in Education. Now we all are going to learn in this chapter what is statistics, what is the importance of statistics, what are the functions of statistics, and also the methods, the procedure of statistics, like the collection of data, how to tabulate the data, how to graphically represent the data using a bar chart or a histogram or a polygon. All these are going to be explained to you with the help of examples in this chapter. So first it is important for us to know what is statistics. So statistics is that science, basically, which deals with the method, how to collect the data, how to present the data, how to analyze, how to derive the required information from the data, and how to interpret the data. And here we are talking about the quantitative data, not the qualitative. The statistics is always about numbers, and we are going to play with numbers when we talk about statistics. So statistics is derived from the Latin word which is statisticum collegium, which means the state of affairs, to talk about what is taking place around you. Basically, in the older times, what used to happen was the data regarding whether the state has been divided, what is the population of the state, what is the birth rate, what is the income, everything was collected and recorded. So this term statistics was first used by a German mathematician whose name was Gottfried Achenbach in the year 1749. He used the term statistics to talk about the numerical description of data, to talk about how we can numerically describe the data and how can some measurements, how can the collection process take place with the help of numbers. He realized that after the data was collected and organized in a very well manner, conclusions could be very easily drawn from it. If you've written the population of the state in XYZ years, you can very easily analyze that data. You can derive whatever information you needed to know. So organization of data is basically a very important task, which requires you to present whatever data is given in front of you in a proper, in a suitable manner, in a logical manner, so that the conclusion can be equally logical and acceptable. Then it talks about the presentation of data. Now, presentation of data means that whatever data you first collected the data, then you organize the data. After you've organized the data, you have to present the data so that everybody can look at the presentation and derive the information required. The presentation can be done in the form of tables, it can be done in the form of histograms, in the form of diagrams, in the form of graphs. So this is how the presentation takes place. Then comes the analysis. Now the data is there, very well organized in front of you. Now comes the task for you to analyze it. That is to look at the information that is stated and to get to know whether it is the same, whether the population has differed, whether it is the same, it has increased, decreased, or whatever information you want to derive out of it, you do that. So the process of analysis of data is basically very, very important, because the entire process of collecting, tabulating, presentation is done so that the data is able to be analyzed. and at the end comes investigate. This means whatever data you have presented in front of you, you have analyzed that. Now you have to investigate. Whatever information you wanted, for which you have done it, you are going to get. So interpretation is basically that process with the help of which you get to know the cause and effect relationship between the data. The reason why something took place, what is going to be the effect of it, all this is done with the help of interpretation. So it is interpretation which promotes how to generalize the data, how to formulate the information which is given. Let us now discuss a few definitions of statistics. So according to Horace Secrist, statistics is that process with the help of which the aggregate of facts, the sum total of the facts, are used in order to reach the cause of something. They are expressed in a numerical manner. They are enumerated, they are analyzed, and then they are investigated, and it is on the basis of how properly they were analyzed and tabulated that you can expect your information that you have derived out of it to be accurate. You can expect the information to be appropriate and trustworthy. So it is entirely on to how the data has been presented that the information derived out of it can be trusted or not. Bowley defines statistics as the numerical statement of facts. How the facts were numerically stated in any department in relation, in comparison to one another. This meant that the numerical data, the facts that were there, they were not limited to only one department of inquiry. Rather, they could be used in multiple forms thereafter. And that is why it was not statistics. So anything which is quantitative, which is related to numbers, is what is statistics all about. So statistics is basically a science which deals with the collection, as I told you, of the quantitative data of numbers. So it is the science of organizing, describing, and then analyzing your data. For somebody who's very ordinary, for somebody who's very normal, statistics is only data. It is only a group of numbers. And what is data? Collecting the numbers in order to observe something, in order to reach some conclusion. For example, as we know, if I have to calculate the data of census, the population growth, I am going to go to every house, will ask them about the changes that have taken place in the population, in the household, and then you can notice it. Another example which is given in your book, the percentage of students who scored first division in board exams in the arts stream were 12.83, that is 1266 out of 9870, right? So this is statistics. When you are able to express something with the help of data, that is statistics. Statistics is of two types. First is two forms rather, singular as well as the plural. Singular means that science or statistics in a singular sense is a science which is only related to collecting, presenting, analyzing and interpreting the numerical data, the numbers. So when you are collecting, you are organizing, you are analyzing and interpreting the numbers, that is the singular sense. However, in the plural sense, it is the systematic collection of the numerical facts. The singular was just the collection, but plural is the systematic collection of the facts. This basically indicates that whatever information you have with respect to the number, with respect to the data, of population or anything is systematically collected so that the desired results get